go. All right, you guys. So Dave Walker is a Plexus business coach, and he has agreed to come in here and talk to our team tonight, get you guys excited. He's going to do what he does best and just ignite your passion for this business. He's also going to talk a little bit about Leaders Retreat and how he would kind of manage working on earning that. So I'm not going to take up a bunch of time. I want Dave to just jump on in here and share with you guys what he has for you.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, everybody, for setting some time aside this evening to join us. Anytime I sit into one of these calls, I look at, I look at the faces. I see a community. I'm proud to be here with you. So thank you so much. Like Shonda said, my name's Dave Walker. I work at our corporate office. I'm a business coach there. I've been with our company just over 18 months. So originally from Nebraska, true. Don't hate me, Ryan. But I've been out in Phoenix here for about 5.5 years. I was more or less, just to be honest with you, tired of scraping ice off my windshield and wanted to play golf on Christmas Day. So I thought Scottsdale, right? My background is in leadership development, management, and training in a hospitality capacity. I spent 10 years training and working and so on and so forth in restaurants and developing their leaders. It was a cool opportunity, but after 10 years, I had missed 10 Father's Days, 10 Mother's Days, 10 New Year's Eves, 10 Christmas Eves, 10 of every holiday that you could think that you'd want to spend with your friends and family. So I decided to make a change. I became a career coach. What that means in the Cliff Notes version is that I would connect with healthcare professionals and executives, identify the place they had always dreamed of going to work at, and then I would coach them through their resume, application, interview, follow-up, and I would virtually hold their hand until they were going to work their first shift at Mayo Hospital or wherever it was that they had always dreamed of going to work. And during that process, I would call Mayo Hospital and say, hey, my name's Dave. I got the perfect person for your job. And then I would sell that person to them, okay? So that was a really cool job. I was really successful. I wanted to be a part of something bigger. I wanted to be a part of people's business as well as their health. So I started my search. I don't know about this team in particular, but I've talked to a great deal of people that talk about the moment when they realized that what was in front of them in Plexus, and that they pulled over to the side of the road and thanked their God, their higher power, for putting this in their lives. Right? I had that kind of moment. Right? I went and visited the building, and I was like, wait, you want me to help with this, and it does this, and this is what you guys do? And they're like, yes. And I was like, oh! It was like this amazing moment, right? Like this is what you've been doing for the last 10 years to get here. So, the best thing that ever happened to me, professionally, personally, and, and the icing on the cake, my health, is in the best place it's ever been. So, now, I immediately feel like I maybe have some familiar faces in the house. Like, out of the people that I can see, have you seen me talk before? Like, raise your hand if you've seen a call that I've done, or a recording maybe. Okay. So I'm kind of on the fence, right? I want to give you guys new information. The ones, the ones of you that have seen me before, you're going to have seen this, I think. And that's okay. I think that the impact that we could have on each other live, it's far greater than it could be from a video. But I have some other stuff that I'll make sure to get in here too. And then we should get one on the schedule so that we can do the next one that I have developed. Okay. So again, I'm really happy to be here. I appreciate you guys setting your time aside. Right. So I talk about in my first call with the team, I talk about self-development is at the forefront of you building your business. Okay. As I've been doing this over the years, I've come to realize that when you develop yourself, when you invest in yourself, it opens your eyes to missed opportunities or areas of opportunity, for that matter, within your business. Right. So the first thing that I want you to write down, and there are no wrong answers. You do not have to share this with me unless your name is Shonda or Brandy or Ann or Ryan. Okay? So the first thing I want you to write down is, who is your hero? Right? Who is your hero? Your number one, the person you look up to the most in this world, and 2 to 3 characteristics of there. What's up, Ryan? Welcome home. So I want you to write that down. I want you to think about that just for a minute, because when I sit in a room like this, or I go to work at an office, or any of the jobs that I've had, I ask myself, what makes people want to follow a leader? What makes people want to follow a leader, right? Some reluctantly, some passionately to the end of the earth, right? The answer is character. So I start with character because I believe that it's something that we can all focus on, but it's also where my passion stemmed from for our company, right? It's also because when I came in there and I learned that they were affecting, and impacting hundreds of thousands of people's lives, right? But I had never taken the product. I didn't know what the Slim was, right? All I could see was the culture that was in front of me, the character that was in front of me. And so you've all heard we're one Plexus, yes? Right? Well, in my experience, it's one thing to say you're one Plexus, and it's another thing to live one Plexus. And it starts at the top. It starts with the CEO and the president and so on and so forth, the executive team. We can't have a company that's one Plexus but have an executive or a business coach or anybody for that matter that walks around all high and mighty. For those of you that have visited the corporate office, that couldn't be further from the case. Okay? I got a fist bump from Tarl today. He told me my tie looked good. Will come around to our desk and sit down and talk to me about business, talk to me about my little girl, will talk to me about golf. I taught him how to tie a bow tie last year before convention, right? He's $1 million man, right? Like his character speaks volumes. So that's where my passion originally stemmed from. Before I knew what the Slim was, before I had drank it, if he called me and he was like, Dave, it's Alec. I'm going into a building and it's on fire, but I got some Slim, I'd say, what's the address? That's how I feel about this guy, right? I follow him into the fire like it's not a figure of speech, okay? So second for me was the product. I love to tell my product story, so you're just going to have to humor me, okay? So I've been on the probiotic side, the Omega X and the X Factor for like going on 12 and a half months, give or take, okay? I call these products my 13 servings of fruits and vegetables. Not because that's what they are, but because I understand I have to take them every day if I want to feel better. Right? I can't eat 13 servings of fruits and vegetables on Saturdays and feel better all week. That's not the way it works, right? So that's why I call them that. I'm how should I say? I'm a very compliant individual, right? I feel phenomenal. Okay? So second for me was the Slim. You are looking at a Slim skeptic in recovery. I don't know what recording those of you that have seen me talk saw, but it's currently like day 150 or something. I lost track, right? That I've been on the Slim. So I've been in our corporate office for like 500 and some days. So you might think to yourself, like, what? You've only been on the Slim 132 days? And I'd be like, well, so here's the story, right? I'm connecting with this Sapphire. We're setting some 90-day goals and so on and so forth. And we do a little role play. And she's like, okay, Dave, tell me what products you take. And I tell her the probiotic, the multi-omega, and the X Factor. And she's like, stop the role play. You don't drink the Slim? And I was like, should I not have told her that? I'm like, no, I don't drink the Slim. And she's like, well, why not? And I said, okay, well, since you're asking, if I lost 10 pounds, I'll blow away in the wind. I'm not up against a medical condition. I'm in the gym 4 times a week. I eat super clean. I drink a ton of water. I don't need the product. She said, you have no idea what you're talking about. If you want me to make this 90-day commitment, you're going to drink the Slim for the next 90 days. So, again, I'm compliant. On Friday nights, I feel 18 again. I don't know what's in the stuff, but I'm going to keep drinking it. Okay. On Saturday mornings, I'm back in my 30s. On Friday nights, when I'm on the soccer field, 18 again. It's incredible stuff. I'm baffled. I'm not a label reader. Like I said, I don't really care what's in it. I feel great. So I share that with you because I know that soon, like maybe today, you're going to come across somebody that's going to be like, I don't need your product. And you're going to say, you have no idea what you're talking about. You need to talk to my buddy Dave in the corporate office. It will change your life. Okay? Just try it. Just humor me. Okay, so back to character. Character is more than talk. Anyone can say that they have integrity, but action is the true indicator of your character. Okay? So the next thing I want you to write down is 1 or 2 ways you can let your actions reflect your hero's characteristics. 1 or 2 ways in the next 7 days that you could let your actions reflect your hero's characteristics. You know, if your hero, one of your hero's characteristics is that they're hilarious, tell a joke. You know, I mean, like, there's no wrong answers to this stuff, sincerely. I just want you to write down 1 or 2 ways that you could let your actions reflect your hero's character, because the action is the indicator of our character, right? We've been taught that since we were knee-high to a grasshopper, that actions speak louder than words, right? And how cool of a challenge. How many people do you know that got to come home from a work meeting today and tell you that in their meeting, somebody challenged them to act like their hero? What a cool challenge, right? So it's character that brings lasting success. Plain and simple. Our executive team has 150 plus years of not just success, but phenomenal success within our industry, right? Like, that takes character, plain and simple. I can tell you that I'm sitting in a room with a pair of friends and a couple soon-to-be friends, but I can tell you with every bone in my body that Brandy and Shonda, one of the primary contributing factors to their success, not just getting there, but maintaining it, is their character. I'm sitting in a room with friends. It means a lot to me, okay? Character is what brings the lasting success, but true leadership involves others. That's why I'm here. That's why you're here, right? We've heard before, it takes a village, yes? We've heard that saying before, right? It takes a village to raise a child. We are the village. Look around, right? Well, these two are great leaders. I have great leaders. What would they be without us, right? We are dependent on each other, okay? So the next thing I want you to write down is 2 ways that you could act as a team this week. If you were on the call before we started, maybe you heard Shonda talking about having a power partner, having an accountability partner, somebody that you partner with on these types of calls, that you do your IPAs with, that you do power hours with, that you call and vent to, or that you hold accountable when you set an aggressive goal. Like, hey, we're going to send 600 cold messages each in July, 20 a day. And you're going to message that person at 8 p.m. Like, hey, did you send your messages? No? Good news. It's 8 p.m. Get started. Right? So write down 2 ways you could act as a team. Accountability partner is my favorite. Okay, I have one for the gym, and I can honestly tell you, I would go to the gym at least 1 time fewer per week. I didn't have a partner there showing up to meet me, because I have 82 excuses when I leave work as to why I don't want to go. Something's on TV, I'm tired, I had a bad day, I had an amazing day, and I just wanted to continue to be amazing instead of go to the gym and ride a bike or something. Right? I got 100 reasons that I could skip it. But my buddy's there, and he's like, hey, what's up? Where you at? Right? So talent is a gift, but character is a choice. We get to choose our character. That's an amazing thing, right? Cop out or dig out. Bend the truth or stand under the weight of it, right? We get to choose every day. You can wake up tomorrow and pick your character. It's that simple. Don't get in your own way, okay? So the next thing I want you to write down is no less than 4 words you would use to describe your own character. It's my favorite question. I get to watch the hamster jump on the wheel. I see your smiles as you're writing words that you use to describe yourself. I see you, Ryan. My favorite question. Again, not a challenge that your stereotypical person gets to go home and share with their friends and family that they did at work today. Let's love ourselves. Yes? I don't have to know you all to know that on that list there's unique and loving and caring and passionate and selfless and powerful, amazing, healthy, confident. The list goes on and on. I know that because if you weren't all of those things, you wouldn't be in this room tonight. You wouldn't have made a commitment to yourself and this community to see just how many people we can help feel better this year. That's like the 17th most amazing mission statement that we've had right in this, right? What do? Oh, I partner with a community of people. That's amazing. We run around town to see just how many people we can help feel the best they ever have. Would you like to hear some more? What an amazing, powerful sentence, right? So tonight I want to put a little spin on your Frank's list, okay? So everybody here has made a Frank's list, yes? Okay. So next I want you, after the call, I want you to write down 10 characteristics of your dream team. 10 characteristics of the type of people that you would love to partner with you on this journey on an everyday basis, on a once-a-week basis, your dream team, right? That's a term that I don't necessarily care for, but it translates really well, okay? And I'll tell you in a second why I don't necessarily love it, okay? But so I want you to write down those characteristics, right? And then I want to take your Frank's list. I want to take each name from the Frank's list. I want to attach them to whatever characteristics you have. Because the truth is that every single person on your Frank's list has one of those characteristics. And I treat everybody like a diamond. I don't have a dream team. Everybody's on my dream team, okay? Now, don't get me wrong. I think that there's reasons from time to time where you celebrate somebody that you're really excited about, right? Somebody sees huge potential in. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying we don't celebrate those kinds of things, but I believe that every single person that you come in contact with possesses a characteristic that you would consider your dream team. Maybe they don't possess all 10, but they have 1 or 2 or 5, okay? Because I don't want the phone call out to the prospect to be like, hey, it's Dave. I got some pink string and a probiotic. It's amazing. You got to try it. I'll meet you at Starbucks tomorrow noon. Bye. Right? That's not the phone call I want, right? So I want to give this person an unexpected compliment. I want Susie to know that because she's selfless, she's fun, she's confident, that I think that she would be a phenomenal partner for me, and I would love, love, love to sit down and talk to her about what it is that I'm doing, right? And you'll see, if you want to test me on this, and just promise me that you'll make at least 10 of these phone calls that start in that capacity, right? Hey, I was doing some thinking, blah, blah, blah. You know, I thought about you. I wanted to give you a call and let you know that these characteristics in you, I admire. I think that they would make you a phenomenal at what I'm doing, right? And I promise that you have to get through the first couple, because the first couple are going to sound like this. Bye. That's what they're going to sound like, I promise. But if you get through the first 3 or 4, like, this is going to be smooth sailing. You'll wonder why you've been so nervous to pick up the phone. Please trust me. If you want to test me before you call somebody on your Frank's list, the next time you're at the gas station or the grocery store where you're the customer in a transaction of some kind, the person has a name tag on. At the end of the transaction, when they hand you your receipt or your change or say thanks or whatever, I want you to look them in the eye. I want you to call them, thank them by name, and say the words, I appreciate you. And watch what happens to their body language. This is a complete stranger, and their defense mechanisms just dropped right before your eyes. If they weren't on the clock, they would sit down and talk to you right then, okay? Because the truth is that Susie, the grocery store attendant, people are rude to her for no reason, because their kids are being a brat, because they're running late or whatever. So when you say something like that, an unexpected, authentic compliment, it is the second or third law of persuasion, which is my next call, okay? It will truly impact these people. So if you want to try what I'm talking about with a stranger first, you're going to be calling your leader like, you're not going to believe this. I just signed up at the gas station. Okay? So test me, please. Okay? The reason that I start there is because right here, okay, this tells me that the beauty of this business is the relationships. We have a product that's second to none. It is groundbreaking. It's setting the standard for all supplement companies, period. I value the relationships as much. We throw parties like convention and leaders retreat and Super Saturday and different things that are second to none. We have a compensation plan that's second to none. But I value the relationships as much. I like to joke with people that had I gotten married 18 months ago versus today, I would have saved myself like 25 grand, because 300 additional people have to be at my wedding now since I work at Plexus. Like, I don't think I could write the list without inviting these two, right? And Ryan, we'll work towards that part of our relationship, okay? But no, I believe that. I mean, I'm being serious, you know? I mean, and the good news is that I got a lot of time to save, okay? So, the power of 3. We've heard of the power of 3, yes? Give me some head shakes. Let me know you're alive out there. Okay. This is a business recipe that I almost feel like is so simple, we overthink it. Okay? I understand that from the comfort and convenience of my living room in my home, that it's easier for me to sit here and tell you to go silver every month than it is to. I understand. But I also want you to know that I connected with 3 diamonds today. All 3 of them, their goal for June is to go silver. And on the first of every month, that's the goal they set. Okay? So I want you to set the goal and work your tail off. And if at the end of the month, we only have 1, then we're going to celebrate that 1, not talk about the 2 we didn't get, right? It's important. I want you guys to know, like, I have like 10 or 12, 15 goals every month that I don't hit. Every single month. I have a bunch that I hit, but I have a bunch that I don't because I didn't get the results that I was looking for from whatever it was I was doing or whatever, right? I want you to be comfortable with that. If the bar isn't set high enough, if the bar doesn't make you uncomfortable, it's not high enough, right? So I want to remain conscious that from every level, every single month, the goal is to go silver. Okay, so just because I'm a numbers guy, right? The green in me tells you that if I joined Shonda's organization today and I went silver this month and the 4 of us went silver next month and the 16 of us went silver in August, then I would have 45 people. I'd be scratching at senior gold, having a financial impact on my family, getting my product for free. Okay, now I understand, easier said than done, right? What I just painted, the picture I just painted was in a perfect world, right? We know that that's not where we're at, but I want to challenge you to set a goal every month. That's the goal, okay? So next, I want to talk about an ugly word, and I would prefer it's not part of my call. I don't like to talk about it, but the truth of the matter is it's part of every single business that's ever been on the face of the planet, okay? Called attrition. Is everybody familiar with what I mean when I say attrition? Yes? Some head shakes? Okay, let me just clarify, okay? Attrition is not somebody who ordered last month and didn't order this month. That's a lack of follow-up. Attrition is when somebody hasn't ordered from you in 90 days. Okay? Now, I say that it's a part of every business because I don't care if you have a taco truck or a doggy daycare or I don't care what kind of business you have. I don't care if you have the best carne asada tacos on the face of the planet. Not everybody that comes to your line is coming back. It's that simple. And that's what I mean by attrition, right? Some of your best friends are going to start this and they're going to quit, right? So I like to touch on it and share with you that the leaders that I partner with, the ones that are looking attrition in the eye, giving it a wink and saying, here I come, the business is growing. The ones that are, for lack of better terms, crying over spilled milk, not so much. Okay, this is just as much a how you think business as it is a what you think business. I want you to give the quitters a wink and say, here I come, right? It's easier to give birth than it is to raise the dead, okay? So that's all I have about attrition. I really don't like to talk about it because, again, the people that are ignoring it and moving forward, okay? Okay, what's the number 1 contributing factor to attrition? Shonda, what's the number 1 contributing factor to attrition? You got this.
And there we go. Well, follow up.
Okay, thank you. The number 1 contributing factor to attrition or people quitting. Let me just say real quick, like if your best friend quits, does that mean you're not friends anymore? Of course not. Does it mean you're going to give her a dirty look in the grocery store? Absolutely, right? But so follow up, okay? Follow up. There's a reason there's the saying, the fortune's in the follow-up, okay? There's a reason that that's a saying. It's not just like cliche, like nonsense, okay? Because if you don't follow up, there is no fortune. It's that simple, okay? So whether it's with a prospect or with a new ambassador, right? Do I have any ambassadors here within the first 30 or 60 days of being an ambassador? Anybody brand new in here? Okay. I didn't want them to think that I was going to make them call their prospects every day until the prospect says, please don't call me anymore. Okay? But so seriously, though, let's say that you became an ambassador on my team today. I would say congratulations, Ryan. I am so excited for you that you made this initial step in this health journey, that I have the opportunity to partner with you. I can't wait to introduce you to the community of people that you just joined, right? So your welcome pack's going to be in the mail within the next couple of days. It's Monday the 19th. I'm going to follow up with you on next Monday just to make sure that you got it once you've had time to review the information and start taking your product, and we'll go from there. So what would be better next Monday, Ryan? Would it be 3 o'clock or 7 o'clock? I'm going to give this individual 2 choices because it's easy to make a decision when you give somebody 2 choices. If I said, Ryan, what day's best for you next week for me to follow up? Me and Ryan then have a 15-minute conversation about how busy we both are, okay? But if I give her 2 choices on Monday and that doesn't work, she'll tell me, hey, Monday's not going to work. Okay, cool. Tuesday or Wednesday? Wednesday, 3 or 8, right? That's how it's going to go. I'm going to schedule it because I'm looking at a room full of CEOs. CEOs don't miss meetings, right? Now, bear with me. A little red, full disclosure, okay? No less than 4 phone call contacts in the first 30 days. No less. And this doesn't have to be like, hey, are you placing your next order? This is not a sales call. The reason that we introduce this person is not because they're going to help our business grow, because we're dying for their 5 points next month. It's to help them feel the best they ever have. So I want to call them. I want to ask them how they're doing. If they ask me a tough product question, I'm going to lean on the product guru in our community and say, you know what? I'm still learning all the nooks and cranny details, but I want to get you in touch with Brandy because she knows the product forwards and backwards and is amazing. And I'm going to put Brandy in a 3-way chat and be like, Brandy, our new ambassador has the question. Can you help? And Brandy, of course, is going to be like, right? And give you the answer, right? Whatever it is, lean on your guru, okay? But follow up. And when you follow up, schedule the next follow-up. And when you follow up, schedule the next follow-up, okay? I want to schedule it. It's imperative. I feel like, to be transparent with you, I'm taking it a little easy to say 4 phone calls in 30 days. It should be 4 phone calls, 4 Facebook messages, tagged in 4 posts, and maybe a shout out of their face on your team page to say, welcome everybody, Sandy to the team. Whatever, okay? But so 4 phone calls, no less, okay? Again, red, it's the red in me, but I compare the first 30, 60, 90, 120 days of being an ambassador to the first 3, 4, 5 years of a child's brain development. Now, I know that seems aggressive, but the more that we as humans learn how much our children's brains develop during those first 5 years, the more encouragement, love, education, and organic foods that we're giving our kids, right? Not because if you give your kids pixie sticks all day and let them play in the street, they can't grow up to be a rocket scientist, because they can. But we want to do all that we can to have a contributing factor to giving them the best chances possible, right? So it's the same with an ambassador. Every once in a while, you're going to get a new ambassador. They're going to get their welcome pack. Tie-out. They're going to take off running. You're going to be calling them like, you recruited 11 people? You haven't even started taking the product. Teach me what you're doing, right? You're going to find somebody like that. But the majority of us, right, we need support. We need encouragement. We need to ask questions, right? So I want to stay focused on the fact that if we want the product to impact these people's lives, we have to be there to support them through that. Right? Sometimes, right, our bodies, because we've had 20 years or so of bad habits, they're going to take a couple steps back before they take a step forward. It's imperative that they have a support system during those steps back, right? Now, I understand health, right? So I understand that if I was going to do that, I might experience some detox, right? I understand that process, right? But not everybody does. If they don't have a support system during that, I mean, you quit, okay? So I'm an optimist. I look at 2 steps back and 1 step forward more like a cha-cha than I do a disaster, okay? So I want you to support those people, okay? Because selfishly, I truly, primarily care about them feeling the best they ever have. If we want them to be an ambassador or not, right? Whether they're going to grow a business or not, I want them to feel the best they ever have. I want the product to impact them. And if we don't support them, the odds are not great, okay? So in conclusion, I'll remind us, as I was just saying, that we truly have the opportunity to change and impact lives. I have a passion and compassion for people's health. It doesn't have an off switch. I'm not suggesting that that's how you should operate. I'm not real sure it's healthy, right? Have an off switch. Work your tail off, right? Draw a line in the sand and go enjoy your friends and family and call for whatever it is that you enjoy, right? go and enjoy that, right? I want you to have an off switch, please, right? I feel like you share that passion with me. The truth is, our good intentions will impact no one. They require action. Tonight, I'm asking you to act. Not for the rest of June, not for the rest of the summer through the Leaders Retreat contest, not for the rest of 2017, but every day that you're actively working your business. I'm asking you to act, okay? Our actions will impact people, right? People will forget what you say. They'll forget what you do. They will not forget how you made them feel. I want to impact people, and that's going to require your action, okay? So let me check my notes here. Make sure I'm not missing anything. I have a couple quotes here. I don't want to yank on your guys' heartstrings, but I'm gonna. Okay. So, one thing I want to touch on real quick is Leaders Retreat. Shonda, I sent you that video, right, from Brooke today?
No, but I found it and I shared it in the team page already. It's pretty awesome.
Thank you. That's an amazing video. If you haven't seen that video, please go watch it, okay? And just for the record, the lady that created it, she's in Musha K right now, okay? And she's there because she has the fastest growing organization in our company, okay? So go and watch the video. It's impactful. And the video teaches, shows you how it is possible as a silver or gold to get to Leaders Retreat, to earn that. Okay, and I promise you, like, if you haven't been to an event, we throw one heck of a party. Okay, so what my challenge for you is to set the goal, right? If you're a numbers person or not, I think it's important and impactful to break down how you're going to get there, right? For purposes of this conversation, I can tell you that if 78 levels 1 through 4 join your organization with the welcome pack between June 1st and August 31st, you go to Leaders. Okay, 78. That's how the number breaks down. And that's if your PV was at 0, right? If you didn't get any points for your PV. So, of course, customers and PV earn you points, okay? One last little thing. If somebody joined you today as a customer and they converted tomorrow as an ambassador, they get you 20. I'm just saying. I don't make the rules. I'm just saying. Okay? Obviously, there's the minimum purchases, but I want everyone in this room to know that, like, over 125 silvers and golds were at last year's Leaders Retreat. It's possible. Do not rob yourself of the idea or the goal because you don't think it's possible. Set the goal and work it. Believe it. Okay. What else? I had a couple. Shout outs here. For the teams, and I don't know if all of you are in here. As I was connecting with Shonda today, I saw some runners and some leaders. Jana, it looks like you're having an amazing month. I'm proud of you. Keep it up. Where's Jana? Jana, what's up? You're having an amazing June. It looks really good, girl. Keep it up. Is it Shanna? Shana? How do I say it?
Shanna.
Shanna? A shout out to you, young lady. I was going through, looking through some numbers today, and I'm proud of you. Things are looking healthy. Keep doing what you're doing, okay? Is it Amy Nickerson?
Yeah, she's not on here.
Okay, shout out to Amy, right?
But Nicole, who's under her and is her power leg, is on. Nicole Stogter right there.
Nicole, what's up? I like it. Down there flexing. I love it. Gosh, was there? Do I got a Leah on here? Where's Leah?
Leah is not here. She is pregnant and has twins, so she's probably wrestling a baby. I will say, however, Nicole also has a new baby, and she came to convention with her new baby strapped to her the whole week, so she's a rock star.
Awesome, Nicole. We love you. Thanks so much for all you do. For the one that's pregnant with twins at home, you're braver than me, okay? Okay, so one more thing before I want to yank on those heartstrings and share with you a couple of quotes that have changed my life, okay? As I connected with Shonda today, we wanted to put something awesome together for anybody that's on this call, okay? So here's the deal. Every ambassador that any of you on this call enrolls with a welcome pack in between today and the 28th, we'll get your name for every single one, right? So you could earn however many, right? You get your name in a drawing for a handful of coaching sessions with me. right? And we'll partner together. We'll attack your business. We'll set a strategy, and we'll kick the rest of this year. Okay? That sound good? So go out there and get them, okay? Shonda and I will try to keep our fingers on the pulse. Shonda, you have a list of this call. I guess you could watch the recording and check it out, right?
Yes, I'll do that.
Okay. So I would love to be able to connect with you. Full disclosure, I might have to do it at like 5 p.m. my time, which I think most of you guys, where are you guys? Most of you are Central Time, yes? Okay, so that would mean 7 p.m. your time, give or take an hour if you're in Colorado or something, but we'll work it out. I would just have to be a little flexible with, with my calendar, okay? So, and I was telling Shonda, like, I used to say, like, hey, we'll do a coaching call, right? And, like, that doesn't work, right? I don't connect with people. So, like, the first call that I would do would be, like, a 30 or 45 minutes just getting to know each other, right? Because we need to have a relationship in order to impact each other. Right. And I say impact each other because I'm impacted by these ladies, dear leaders, every time we talk. Okay. It's a two-way street. So, so work your tail off. I would love to connect. Okay. I'm cheering for you guys. Okay. So 2 quotes. Okay. The first one, I literally had to give this speech like 100 times before I could not cry by telling you the story. But so as I transitioned into my role within our company, okay, I moved into this open aired area. Okay, it's like 40 or 50 people. It's open aired. The events team, the sales team, the retention team, the incentives team, the recognition team, the education team, a few managers, a communications team. I mean, we're all in an open aired area, right? And we're one Plexus. We don't have private offices. Like, we're sitting in cubicles working next to each other, right? But if you can't tell, I'm pretty loud. Like, you're witnessing the equivalency of a Haley's comment to see me sit still for 30 minutes and talk about Plexus. Okay. So, like as I started getting on the phone, I'm completing some back of the house and some back office stuff and learning different stuff. Right. And I start jumping on the phone. I'm having some introduction calls, right? And then I start coaching, and now I'm fired up. Okay, I'm fired up. I love doing it. I love hearing the positivity. I'm back and forth. I don't need a desk at my chair at my desk. Like, my arms are all over the place. Like, I'm loud, right? And so I don't even think about what's going on in the rest of the room. I'm in the zone, right? So a couple of days, I get my first complaint, right? Just a couple of days, right? I get 2 complaints the first week, right? A couple of days later, I go to lunch. I get a note on my computer that says, "Hey, Dave, would you please do us a favor? Sit down, not be so loud." And I thought, shit, I am bothering people at work. This is not what I wanted. This is not what I wanted. I feel bad. I feel horrible, right? And I'm like, oh, man, it just drained me, right? So, like, my next, 3 coaching calls, I'm like, "Hey, Shauna, how you doing?" Right? So here's me for the next 2 days. True story. Right? So 2 days in, a couple of my leaders, they come out to our area and they say, "Hey, have you guys seen Dave?" And I was like, sitting right there. I mute my phone. I said, "What are you talking about?" Like, "I'm right here. Hi, I'm right here." And they're like, "No, the last 2 days we've been in our office. We haven't seen him. We haven't heard him. Is he sick?" And I was like, "Well, I may or may not have gotten a couple complaints about how loud I was." And they stood there quietly for a second. And they said, "Dave, stand up and turn up the volume." And they challenged me to love myself and reminded me that my passion, my positivity, my excitement was the very reason they had me on their team. And it was the very person that they demanded that I maintain and be, right? That they didn't want me to change who I was because of the opinions of one person, right? Even if it was a coworker. And the lesson to be learned is that if you're super loud in an open-aired area, they move you away from everybody else, okay? But it wasn't 24 hours later that I read this quote, and it has changed my life. And it was their message that changed my life, but this quote is how I say it, okay? Never for the sake of peace and quiet. Never for the sake of peace and quiet. Deny your own experience or convictions. Never for the sake of peace and quiet, deny your own experience or convictions. Okay? because they challenged me to own my passion, to love myself, to maintain it, to share it with people because it could be impactful. It made me promise to them that I wouldn't change it because one person thought I was being loud, right? And now I share that with you because I know that each and every single one of us, myself included, is guilty of not sharing Plexus with somebody because we were afraid of what they might think about us. And that's okay. It's not a Brandy thing. It's not a Dave thing. It's a human thing, right? But after hearing this quote and having somebody that cared about me as a person and a professional to challenge me to love myself and to love my passion, which is this, I told myself that never for the sake of peace and quiet was I going to deny a stranger or somebody that I knew barely or somebody that I knew super well the opportunity to feel the best they ever had. I'm going to shout it from the rooftop. I don't care what they say. Okay? So, again, I'm more fired up about it 102 times in than I used to be because I used to get emotional. Okay? The second quote is from the cutest 72-pound, 84-year-old, 4'1" grandmother you ever seen. If you don't believe me, go check out my Facebook. She's there. My grandmother, she came out, spent a week with me over my birthday in late February, and I'm so blessed to, at my age, be spending, a week with grandma over my birthday, right? Grandma is not only healthy enough to travel across the country, she brought her golf clubs. She hits the ball a mile. It's crazy, right? I think about her when I sit in a room like this, probably for a couple reasons, one of which I'm 1,300 miles from my closest family member, and I love them and miss them. They're the only things that keep me homesick, from Nebraska. But also because when I look at this room, I see a family. And I can't say the word family without saying the word faith. Now, I'm not here to ask you where your faith is or tell you where it should be. But when I think about family and I think about faith, I think about grandma. Grandma always challenged me to pray as though everything was up to God and work as though everything was up to me. Right? Grandma challenged me to have an open relationship, a phenomenal relationship, and a line of communication with my higher power where I celebrated and shared things that I didn't care for or vented to or whatever, or cried to or whatever, right? But grandma was also the vice president of a bank. So she reminded me that God wasn't going to get up and pay my bills tomorrow, right? And that I surely couldn't pay them with pats on the back, okay? So I am literally in 48 hours, I will be in the presence of this young lady in Breckenridge, Colorado. And I'm chomping at the bit. It's actually 48 hours and 32 minutes, okay? I might be exact. So pray as though everything's up to God and work as though everything's up to you. It goes to me, it goes in line with, go to sleep with a dream and wake up with a purpose. Tomorrow, June 20th, it stole something from me, folks. I promise you, when I lay my head down tomorrow night, I'm going to have gotten it back. So I want you to work your tails off. There's no magic recipe. This is going to be hard work. And I promise you that if you do it, the sky is the limit. And I believe in you. I'm cheering for you. And we love you guys. We're so thankful for all that you do. Okay. Anybody have any questions? What's up? No questions? Don't make me pick on someone.
Right. You guys are muted, but it's easy to unmute you, so just wave if you want to ask a question.
Let me say that it looks as though I at least have 3 gentlemen in the house.
Yes.
Love you guys. Thanks for all you do.
4.
Ryan. Oh, a 4th. Holy cow. I've never seen 4 guys in one call. 5 guys, myself included, it's the most I've ever seen.
Yep.
Nicole, you got a question? I can't tell if that's a wave or if.
I think she's swiping her screen.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, so one of the guys that's on this call, Warren Park, and then Sandy also, they came to convention a couple weeks ago, and they are both from Canada. So I was super excited that they made the trip all the way to Vegas.
Right. Yes.
And now look
Yes.
how fired up they are. They get on calls. They're adding people to their team.
Good. Last year, so 2017, 232 Canadians at convention. The year before, I think, was only like 83. So we more than doubled your guys' attendance. We love you guys. And let me just say, in full disclosure, that this got some big stuff coming from Canada. Big stuff coming to Canada. Exciting stuff.
They're ready.
That's all I can say.
Fantastic.
What's up, Ryan?
I'll ask a question if nobody else will.
Yes.
Okay. In all of your coaching calls, and I know you coach senior rubies and above, so you might not get this question a lot, but for everybody else who's going to listen to the recording, what is your number one tip to get newbies over the hump of hearing no?
Okay, so two things. I mean, when I first started career coaching, I'm coming out of, hospitality, which is face-to-face interaction 99% of the time, right? And I'm jumping into a career path that is telephone contact 99% of the time, right? So my boss said to me on my first day, said, okay, hey, listen, do you want to be successful or not? I said, well, of course I want to be successful. And he said, okay, no less than 100 phone calls a day. I said, 100 phone calls? Like, I'm only here 8 hours. Like, what are you talking about? He said, take it easy. 82 of them aren't going to answer. You're going to leave a voicemail, and it's going to take you less than 90 minutes to do that. So the 18 that do answer, you aren't going to let them off the phone until they've told you the word no 5 times. And that's hard, right? And it took some practice. And I let a bunch of people off after 2 or 3 no's, right? But I just challenged myself to think outside the box. Because the first 2 or 3 no's, they're defense mechanism. Once the person realizes that you truly just want to love up on them and that you don't want to go to sleep tonight without knowing that you've given them every shot to feel the best they ever have, and you search for that 4th and 5th no, then you're going to get a yes. A lot more of them, okay? The other thing I can tell you is that statistically, 80% of sales come after the 5th contact. 80% of sales come after the 5th contact with a prospect, statistically, in sales in the United States, okay? So what I can tell you is that, like, 80% of people don't follow up more than 3 times, right? The first no is not a no, it's a not now, okay? So I want to challenge you, because let's say that somebody says no and you let them off the phone, or they say no and you say, like, okay, well, just help me so that I could, do some research. Is there another product you're thinking of? Are you just not interested? Is it the money? What is it? Oh, it's the money. Okay, you think being healthy is expensive, try being sick. Are you sure you don't want to give me 15 minutes of your time tomorrow? Right? I mean, and I'm not suggesting that every phone call is going to be like that, right? Like that this person that messaged you back from a post you made or something, you're going to call up and have an aggressive phone call with them, okay? That's more of one of your friends or family, right? But I would challenge you to get past those first couple no's, and don't stop following up with somebody because they said no or because they went into the Plexus protection program, okay? Don't stop following up, right? Don't give up on somebody, I've talked to 2 jewels today who's best friend. These are jewels. They're making silly money, working hard. They're making silly money. And their best friends are seeing their paychecks for the last 3 years and now they're signing up. Are you serious? Right? And that's because they didn't give up on that person, right? And a lot of times it's timing, but that would be my number 1. My number 2 would be to invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. Let's say you're going to work your Plexus business 60 minutes today, no less than 20 minutes is spent on yourself. And I'm not talking about your own business and your own recruitment. I'm talking about this. Okay? Pick up a book. Invest in yourself. Okay? If you went on to John Maxwell right now, okay, or if you went on to Amazon and searched John Maxwell and closed your eyes and picked the book, it's the best $14 you could spend this year. Okay? So invest in yourself. It'll help you with your communication. It'll help you to have a better grip on who you are, right? And I'm not suggesting that you don't know who you are, right? But I promise that reading one of these books is going to open your eyes a little bit. Okay. Anybody else have any questions? Okay. Ryan, Ann, you're going to send me messages. The good news is that if you have a question 8 minutes from now and you're kicking yourself for not asking it when we're here live, message your leader. She'll get in touch with me. Find me on Facebook. I'll hook you up, right? This is not where our relationship ends. In a couple weeks, Shonda and I are going to talk, and we're going to schedule number 2, okay? In the meantime, I'm so excited to see whose name in this group that I'm going to talk to for a few months, okay? So work your tails off. Let's go get it, yes? Gentlemen in here, thank you for all that you do. We love you guys. Ryan, what's up, man?
That's
all right. All right.
Thank you so much for sharing your time with us tonight. We appreciate you. It was awesome.
Of course. Have a great evening, everybody. Keep those smiles on.
All right. Good night.